What's up, everyone? Dan Tortora here with Robert Drummond on site on location at Mother's Cupboard, and of course 3709 James Street in Syracuse, New York. Open 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. And we're happy to be here with you. Rob and I got the ham, cheese, and broccoli omelets, and as you can see, there's not much left. So good morning, or good afternoon, I should say. Yeah. Feels like morning. It all blurred together today. How are you, Rob?
Doing pretty good. I'm good.
Doing well. Got the JD hat on, and that's where we're going to start with Mr. Drummond here. Went to school at Jamesville, DeWitt, and then went on to Syracuse, the NFL, the CFL, and was just honored recently by the BC Lions as a Hall of Famer in the Canadian Football League. So let's start with the fact that you have truly come full circle. And from being at JD to now being the defensive coordinator at Jamesville DeWitt, first and foremost, since we haven't talked about it on air, congratulations.
Yeah, thanks very much. To make a long story short, it's like my son would say, it just means I'm old.
So, but what can you say about it? I mean, you played running back, and now you're the guy that's trying to stop the running back and stop the passing attack. So, how did it all come about that you went on the defensive side?
There's one thing that you learn as a very talented football player. Because a lot of teams, as I got older, used to tell me, a lot of defensive coordinators, how they would scheme, and draw defensive schemes just to stop me, because I was big as a fullback, I could run like a receiver, I could play running back, I could play tight end, that's what they everywhere. So a lot of the matchups, they were forming the defense to run and stop me. So that's how they're trying to figure it out now. I'll sit down there, I'll watch film, I'll see the talented players and figure out defensive schemes to stop those players, because it's just a reverse of what I had to do on offense as a player going up throughout the ages. So it's not that hard.
And you have had success picking apart things that you see. And you said it feels like, as a D coordinator, to you it feels like you're in the huddle.
I mean, we didn't do it that much in high school because it wasn't really big back then. But starting in college and then after growing for me for about 20 years, all you ever did was watch film. You get to the point where if I close my eyes, I see the film, the game film going through my head. We film our practices and watch the film of the practices after practice. So you just get used to seeing certain nuances and certain things and certain schemes, that coaches tend to run. You just pick up on that. And then the one key thing that I always said to myself is it's difficult to get young kids, to understand the terminology of what we did in college, what we did in the pros. But I figured out a way to try and, make these kids understand the game of football, just increase their football IQ, their athletic IQ.
And what have you done to get through them? When you said you feel like you figured out a way, what have you essentially found is the formula that works?
Well, the first thing I do is I give them our base defense. We can have our base defense is 4-3 defense. If we can run a 4-3, we can run a 3-4, we can run the old buddy Ryan, we can run a fair defense, we can run a 4-4, we can run a 3-5. There's so many defenses we can run, but it depends on the game or the team we're playing against. So now, depending on the team we're playing against, certain defenses work better than certain teams. But now, here's the thing that people understand. In any given defensive play, there's not just one thing you have to do. There's 2 or 3 or 4 different things you have to do. I teach them, I'll give them, I'll see the formations all, and I'll tell them to the wristband, play 2. And play 2 is the basic 4-3 defense, the will blitzing, the slam. They all each have their own responsibility. But they see something different, now it checks over that responsibility. So I give them that initial responsibility, but I teach them the secondary and third responsibility they have to do. And as they learn it, as they become more comfortable, they're getting very, very good at it.
And you said you give them all a base defense, and then you build upon it to their individual assignments.
Correct.
How have you taught it to where you feel like it's clicking? Because everybody has a different method. So you go by the base defense, but then for each individual position, when you say, like, they know what they're supposed to do if they see certain things show up, but then if something shifts, if there's an audible, if there's movement, then they know to click into the next thing. What have you done to help their brain kind of make their read of go, okay, Rob told me I'm setting up here, so I have to be here, and I have to be set for this. Oh, that changed. Okay, click to 2. That changed. Okay, click to 3. What type of formula have you done to work them into a place where their brain is essentially checking different things?
Well, that's the advantage of watching game film. As I watch games over the past few months, I've seen the tendencies and I've seen the plays that these teams like to run. And what I do is what we get in college and what we get in the pros. We have a defense coordinator, the offensive coordinator goes draw up what they're doing, what they're doing on offense. So now we go out there and I show them, it's just like so it's learning hands-on. It's one thing to sit in the meeting room and see something on the board going across and it won't register. But when you're actually out there on a football field and you see the same play that they're actually going to be running through a game, you're like, light switch goes on. And I constantly do it like 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. This is what they're going to do. This is what they've done for 3 weeks, and last year in film. This is exactly how the play's going to be run. So now you see it, now you go on to the next one. You take each individual play where I like to do what's called explosives. And explosives means like big plays. Plays that went for touchdown, play that went for 20 plus more yards. So these are the plays and they got big plays that if you limit their explosives, there's no way this team can beat it. You already know what they're going to do. The objective of a good coach is a coach that can get in the head of the offensive head coach or offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator and the team. As long as you know what they're doing, you can always stop them or running the offense.
The bigger question is, what's it like to be home?
I'm Syracuse born and raised. I've always, had pride in my city, I've left in my city, talked about my city, whether it be at JD or whether it be at Syracuse or whether it be, in the NFL in Philadelphia or wherever I was at. Maybe I love Syracuse. When I retired, everywhere I want to come, I came right back home. This is my life here. My family's here, my friends are here, my world is here. So what can I say about there?
Did you ever, as a player at JD, running that route, did you ever look to the sideline and think, I could coach here one day?
You know what? It was never a thought at that point. I knew I was going to Syracuse to play football, but I really didn't think further than that. I just took it year by year. I take each day one day at a time. I don't worry about the future because I can't control that. I can control my actions and my efforts to try and make my future a lot better, but I can't control if I'm going to walk up and wake up tomorrow. We can walk up and go right now and something can happen where one of us could die. I don't know that. As you said before, I just put my faith in God and I try to go in here, be the best person I possibly can each and every single day, and I just try and work as hard as I can until it's my time to be able to work that hard anymore.
And I want to shout out Alvin Brown here because Alvin, we're at Mother's Cupboard and we ate without you. So the next time we come here, we're going to have to eat with you. But thank you for getting my sandwich to Cuse MacMother. I appreciate that. And shout out to Caden, who is a true freshman on Syracuse's team. And Alvin is a linebacker in the history, played with you, went undefeated with you. Alvin.
Almighty all.
Did I say it wrong? I thought it was, that's what I said about Alvin is Alvin?
Alvin.
All right. Well, you didn't correct me, Alvin, so come on now. So Alvin Brown, but to Caden to definitely show some love for the young man, and he is now playing linebacker like his father.
Yes.
So excited for that. To see the Syracuse alumni return. You and I, for over a decade, since we met each other, we've talked about Syracuse's alumni not being welcome, that the current team couldn't know the past team, the brotherhood couldn't grow within the confines of the university, they could grow outside of it. And then we talked about that's crazy, that's nuts, it needs to change. Then you get a head coach in Fran Brown. You're in the room when we were in the meeting room, and I had the opportunity to ask him about the alumni with you in mind, with Bruce in mind, and with the people that were watching as well. And since I talked to the alumni, no one has told me not welcome. I don't feel like I should be here. I don't feel like I can walk through the door. They tell me it's different than what it used to be in a good way. And all the alumni are telling me that they're enjoying the open door, the opportunity, the fact that they get to be a part of the family again. You and I thought it was nuts, and it was. But now that Fran's been here for a few months, how do you feel about his word that he wanted alumni to be around, if he stuck to the word?
You know what, he's a man of his word. There's something that's very telling about this coach. It's like, Ryan Brown just doesn't want success for himself. Ryan Brown wants success for his kids. Ryan Brown wants success for this university. Ryan Brown wants success for the city. Yeah. And he shows it. He just doesn't talk the talk, he walks the walk. And it's just, I go back to look at the Syracuse fans, and after the one loss at one point, people are coming for his head. And I was like, that's like a typical Syracuse fan. And those are the fans we just want. Are you kidding me? One game, I have one point, and so everybody here works here, and you kind of build something, let them build.
Yeah.
You know, they were asking for Coach MacMother before he went on that unbelievable run, and we went undefeated. Then lost 2 games the next year, and then we just went out playing a New Year's Day bowl game. So you have to give somebody time to do something great. And you're making a difference in the city right now. Not just in the lives of the young men at the university, but the lives of people in the city also.
Yeah, you know, and he talks about the similarities between where he's from, Camden, New Jersey, and
I get it.
here in Syracuse, New York, and you can feel that.
Yeah, I mean, I lived across the bridge in Cherry Hill, you know, right next door to Camden when I played for the Eagles, and what a desolate city, you know. But I can see the comparison for Syracuse. He just wants to build. Syracuse is the second home he has, the second family. He came from Camden, like he told me before. I came from nothing, now I have something. I want to get our family. If you work hard, if you apply yourself, if you listen to those who've been there before, who are willing to support you and help you and give you an outline of success, you can be successful. It's not impossible to be successful, but you have to work at it. Nothing in life comes easy. You sit around and wait for time to be handed to you. You'll be sitting there waiting. All your friends will have passed you by. My mother told me that you haven't gone like ever sitting and waiting for somebody to hand you something. You go out there and work your behind out to accomplish something. Because that is something no one can ever take away.
Yeah, you know, and like you said, I mean, you're in control of your destiny. You and I both believe in God, but we don't believe in sitting on the couch and waiting for God to come to us. We believe in going to Him.
I gotta make it. Mark Jones always said, make it happen. I gotta go there and make it happen. Whether you're against you, it's like I'm still gonna get up each day, put my socks on, look at the time, put my pants on, look at the time, and go out there and be the best person I possibly can be. I have no more breath in my body. That's what I choose to do, and that's what my choice.
Yeah, you know, and that's the thing. I mean, that tenacity, that fervor, that want, that desire. When Fran got hired and we were at that intro, I had a moment with my mom. I left. I pulled into. No, I'm sorry. I walked out of the press conference. I sat in my car. And I got emotional. And I talked to my mom and I said, I feel like God finally gave me my coach. How have you felt personally about Fran? Because you've been to practice, you've been around him, you've spent time with him. Do you feel like you finally got a coach that you would play for?
I got a coach with a great mind, a great new mind for the game, but I also got a coach that loves the city. And it wasn't hard to tell from media, it wasn't hard to tell from here he is, a man who looks, we're 6-7 figures, that's going around, picking up garbage in the dome. He's going around doing community activities. He does things that people don't even know about, not for the notoriety of the press, because it's the right thing to do. We finally got a coach who does the thing that does the right thing to do type of things, and that's something that's just. I mean, I truly love people that do things because of the passion of it and the goodness of it. Than for a photo op.
Yeah.
Everything's not about a photo op. And Brandon Brown had a lot of photo op. If you understood what that man does every single day for the city that doesn't get out, you'd be shocked.
Well, right after he got to Syracuse, he was sitting behind me at one of the men's basketball games, him and the players and and the coaching staff. And when it ended, he had recruits, and then it come out when they got up and left. Some of them had left their food and didn't pick it up. When everybody left, he stayed, and he goes, hey, and he looked at one of his staff members, he was like, hey, and like motioned him over, and they picked up all the pizza boxes, all the drinks, everything, and he made sure that the entire area that he was at, that he was responsible for in the dome, he picked up all of the things from all the people that he brought to the dome and threw them out, and he was the last person to leave.
I've heard a long time from my mother, as a kid growing up, don't you ever leave work with somebody else who you think will pick you up and getting rid of yourself.
Don't leave something worse than you found it.
100%. So like when I'm done eating everything, I clean the table, I set the board, everything. Like why make them work hard when they don't have it? Because that's a blessing to be able to move like that. There are a lot of people who don't have the use of their limbs, or don't have the ability to walk, or have the ability of eyesight, things of that nature. people take for granted the gifts God gave us, and abuse them, until they're gone. Enjoy them while you have them. So always go out there and just go the extra mile. What does it cost? To be an extra nice person, it costs you nothing. It's free.
Yeah.
It's not like you're something like hitting a lottery or.
And it's rewarding. It makes you feel good when you walk away from a bench that's clean.
Yeah.
Even if you just hold it in your heart. So some people, I differentiate between fans and fanatics. Fans are people that are going to support you when you're up or when you're down. They might constructively criticize you, but get my words, not criticize. Constructively, not destructively criticize. They will be constructive and they will show up. Fanatics are people that go to games that hate their wives and they can't scream at their wife because she owns the house, so they go to the game and they scream at Fran, and then they go home to get yelled at, and they take it out on the players. I'm going to let something be known here that I think is insane, and I'm not saying it to give any credibility to it. I'm saying it because it's wrong, and I want to be clear. As soon as this game ended, I had somebody say to me, "Fran is one and done. They're going to fire the guy. He's washed up." People were freaking out that the game was over. There's something wrong with the game, like that he made such a bad call. The media jumped down his throat. He blamed himself. They said, blame yourself for it. They were like, what else do you blame yourself for? Let's go deeper. I look at this. It was a 2-point loss on a 4th and 9 in a game where Syracuse battled back. I'm finding, and yes, there were mistakes made, but I told people going into the season, because they said on paper, they should win 8 or 9 games on paper. And I said to people, that's on paper. On paper, yes, I agree, 8 or 9 wins. But it's a guy who's never been a head coach before. He's never run a whole team. He's never been on the sideline as the guy. New offensive coordinator, new offense. New defensive coordinator, new defense. New special teams coordinator. A bunch of transfers that have to work with the returning guys, and they have to gel together because they weren't a team that was together last year. The brotherhood is different now. You got transfer guys that learn from other programs and other coaches. You got the guys that learn from Dino and the staff that was here. You have the true freshmen coming in. All of these pieces have to work together, so let me let you know this before we get started. There's going to be mistakes because the team has to learn and they have to grow. And oh, by the way, your quarterback is also new to the team. So that, arguably the best position on the field, the leadership position on the field above any other, that one has changed. So with all of that in mind, can you give the guy a break that he lost by 2?
There's a reason fans sit in the stands and the players, the coaches are on the field actually running the game. Yeah. What the hell does a fan know about a game? They never played before. I couldn't go into a job if you work at a plant, making parts or tires and say that, oh, you're doing that wrong, you're not a criticize you for that. I have no idea what it is to make a tire or anything of that nature. If you don't know the game of football, you never played at a high level before, shut up. And sit down and watch the game. We survived Dino Baby, we survived every coach and we'll continue to survive coaching. He'll be just fine. It's one game for loss of 5 seconds football. Give me a break. These people know absolutely nothing about football. Just because you paid for a ticket to go to a game doesn't give you the right to sit there and ridicule and moan and groan and bitch at people out there who work their behinds off the entire week leading up to that. You're just there for 2.5 to 3 hours screaming and yelling your head off, drinking beer and had bad food. They're working the entire week, and the coaches also late nights getting these kids prepared to go out there and prepare to win a game. You think they try and lose? They do everything in their power to win a game. It just doesn't work like that all the time. You're not going to win every single game. I just can't stand for that. Syracuse is some of the worst, honestly, some of the worst fans in the world. Especially on social media. That's why so biggie. We'll be here long after you're gone, and we're here long before you're here. Long after you're gone, we'll still be here. So we're going.
What I found interesting is somebody watched the post-game show that Isaac Elford and I do together, for Dorian Elford on Wake Up Call, and when we were talking, we were just breaking down the game, and we were talking about some constructive things, and then we were also talking about some positives, and we didn't say anything wrong. We talked for 5 minutes about what happened in the game. We gave a recap, and somebody the next day wrote on it, he said, 4th and 9, you lose the game, get out of here, you two. And I wrote back to him immediately. I said, I'm sorry, were Isaac and I playing in the field during the game? So now you're killing the messenger because we're telling you what happened in the game? So what I'm saying is there's a difference between a fan and a fanatic. I want the fans to pack the dome. I want the fanatics to get a divorce or figure things out with your wives and your husbands, or I don't know, find a different career or a different job, go to therapy for the anger that you had from when you were a child. But there's a stark difference between a fan and a fanatic. A fanatic will complain when a team wins that they didn't win by enough. A fan will cry with you when it hurts. And if anybody thinks that Fran didn't take it personally and the team didn't take it personally, they did. And I would just like to say, for someone that's around the team, around the players, around the coaches, that knows Fran personally, that spends time with these guys, that talks with these guys person to person, and that gets to meet a lot of them in their recruitment when they're 16, 17, 15 years old. Somebody who cares about them and knows them as people. I didn't play like you did. I played pickup and I played for fun. But I know these guys, and I love them. And these are to the guys at East Carolina, the guys at UTSA, the guys at South Florida, and Duke, North Carolina, and so on and so forth. I get to meet these guys and really get to know them as human beings. Unless you want someone to come to your cubicle, shake it, throw water on you, tell you you suck, you're a bad father, you're a bad husband, you should go kill yourself. Unless you want people to do that to you at your job, at your cubicle, at your plant, at your factory, I would echo Rob and tell you to shut up, watch the game, and if you're going to support a team, don't make a home game an away game.
We don't care as players. I tell you that right now. My biggest
you're still going to play.
I can't sit here. I mean, I'm a Philadelphia Eagle, and Lord knows I do not like the Dallas Cowboys, but we're brothers. If Dak Prescott gets hurt, he's having a good game and everything, I'd cheer inside because he's still a human being, regardless of whether I like that team or not.
Oh yeah.
He's a human being. He's an individual. CeeDee Lamb, the same thing. I can go on and on and on about the Cowboys roster. Maybe I just didn't play in the NFL. I've had my favorite team. But I don't treat it. I mean, I'm not such a fanatic where I can take it so serious and take it to heart. I have a life. Get a life. That's big to you, and it means that much. I was a former player, and I love to still play football, but I have a life also. I this game is like not going to be so consumed in playing the coaches just watch one game on the late field, but should go up.
Well, that's the thing is, again, we love fans. We can do without fanatics.
I mean, one of our players always really don't want to deal with fans. That's the reason. I'll tell you right now, we don't want to deal with fans because we don't know the real fans from the fake fans. You know, a lot of fake fans.
Let me ask this question. Would a fan who went on social media demoralizing, disrespecting, and attacking a player ever turn down an autograph from that player after the game?
No, I mean, like I said, there are people out there that probably beaten that their kids probably have my autograph sitting in their house. Like, there's people out there you probably beat, but yet you got their autographs in your house. I mean, people like that. The ones that complain are the ones that would never could accomplish anything of that high level. That's the ones that have done it before, like myself, never complain. We get upset, of course, but we can bounce back from that. You learn how to, you learn more from losing than you ever did from winning. But these guys who never win before in life are the ones who claim the moment of the world. Guys ain't right.
Well, the thing is, people in sports and entertainment, we get it. If you're a player, if you're a coach, if you're a singer, if you're an actor, if you're a comedian, if you're a broadcaster, we're constantly scrutinized. But I liken life to this. Life is like a football stadium. So let's take the Dome. Let's say 45,000 seats right now. So you got 45,000 people in the stands. You got 22 people on the field. We're on the field in the game of life, and we got 45,000 people with an opinion of what we're doing, how we're doing it, what we're saying, how we're running, how we're this, how we're that. But would you rather be on the field of life playing the game, or would you rather be one of the 45,000 watching life pass you by? Exactly. That's what we're saying. I'm not attacking the real fan. I'm attacking the person that is wishing bad on Fran Brown after you spent 5 months telling him that you love him.
I'd rather be a somebody told me this a long time ago. It always stuck to me.
I know what you're saying.
I'd rather be a has-been than a never was.
Amen. And speaking of being somebody who has been doing the thing, let's talk about the BC Lions. You're in the Hall of Fame. By the way, this is my brother. So I don't know if you see the family resemblance, but we're a family. And we've been brothers for over a decade. And I love it. You know that. This man is so humble that I found out that he went into the Hall of Fame at the BC Lions because there was a post on Facebook.
Nobody.
I was like, I would have went to the event, I would have sat there with him, I would have dressed up in a suit, I would have treated it like it was an Emmy nomination. But he goes into the Hall of Fame, and then he comes home and coaches at JD. So, congratulations on being a Hall of Famer. And next time, can you let me know?
But you know, but for me, it's just how I've been my entire life.
I know.
It's just
You're humble.
from JD to Syracuse to the NFL. I've never been one to make a big deal or make a big noise or make a big splash or anything. I've always been a team player. I always wanted to be a part of something. I just didn't want to be part of a group. I wanted to be part of the group and make it special. So I would always go out there and work on that. I tell the kids at JD now, always work on your trade. Always work to get better, because if you ever think you max out the potential of what you can be, that's when you start to lose. You know, so I mean, the trip with me, it was a great ceremony and everything, but I just didn't want to be in a position to have to travel that far and things of that nature, because yes, it is a big deal, but it's just, I just don't like inconvenience for people, their time and things of that nature. Yes, I mean, I know people would love to come and everything, but maybe the next one, maybe the entire CFL thing that year round is about. So who knows? But I've just always been like that, you know. It's a big deal, but it's not that big of a deal.
See, to me, celebrating 21 years, my favorite number in broadcasting in November, in my head, no matter how many people I invited, there's like people that have to be there.
Yeah.
And when you were like, oh, I don't know if I can make it, I'll see, I'm going to try to make it, but I might be out of town. In my mind, I was like, Rob has to be there. Like, you're one of those people that has to be there because of the individual you are. Yes, you were successful at JD and Syracuse and in the NFL and the CFL. Yes, you've won a championship. Yes, you have, you know, helped to mold the lives of young men and women out there, and you've taught so many different people and done so many incredible things. But above all of that, Rob, like, you're a good friend. You're a brother to me. Like, we talk about it, but every day that I don't see you, if it's 5 months, like, I'm always thinking about you.
Yeah.
I'm like, how's Rob doing? I pray for you. You know, you're one of those people that's on that list in my head of like, if God gave me nothing else, thank God he gave me this. You know, that nucleus. And I think it's important that as we honor you and we talk about being a Hall of Famer and we talk about being back at JD or Alma Mater and covering Syracuse and being in the city and being here at Mother's Cupboard, and we both love Pete and the work that they do here, and we love coming here and breaking bread together. Above everything else, I mean, I'm an only child, and God gave me siblings as I grew up, and I don't call you my brother, I treat it as such. And I tell people all the time, like, Rob would take a bullet for me, and I would happily jump in front of one for you.
I mean, people don't get it. It's just, I mean, even with kids at JD, I say this all the time, it's not hard to see who's a good person and who's not. I mean, just take a second and just sit back and observe someone, how they treat people who do nothing for them, how they interact with situations, you know, how they treat, you know, the wait staff, you know, just like, you know, are they yes sir, no sir, you know, yes ma'am, no ma'am, thank you or no thank you. Just pay attention to people. Their mannerisms will tell you a lot about them before they even open their mouths to you. You know, so for me personally, it's just, it's not about, and I tell people, to me it's more than just, you know, me having an honorary jersey and things of that nature. It's me just teaching the lessons of what it takes to be able to be in that position. You know, to be honored like that. I worked hard. I worked with my teammates. I had to do my homework. I had to do all the right things to be able to be put in that position. So these kids need to understand that it's like not some magical, ideology on how I got into it. I got in there with hard work, dedication. I got in there with a village. So a lot of people along the path really helped me. Bruce Quimby, Jack Smith. I go on and on and on about this. Charlie Moore, Bob Moore, who passed away, Pat Tester. You know, all these coaches that I've had, you know, Coach Matt. So throughout my years, you know, just always gave me, you know, inspired me to be able to go out there and believe in myself to accomplish the things that I wanted to accomplish in life, and I did. and I do it. So I don't pat myself on the back, but like it's no big deal. But I've accomplished a lot in my 57 years of life. I got so much more to do. I got so many more young minds to mold. To let them understand, let them know, yes, they may not do it on as high a level as I did, but you can still accomplish anything that my team wants you to apply yourself, ask for help, and keep pushing forward.
Yeah. Keep God first, work your tail off, do the best you can, and surround yourself with an environment that is going to foster growth and not shrink you or minimize your dreams and aspirations.
Always stay humble, always admit your mistakes, and learn from your failures. I mean, victories aren't going to happen all the time. God, I've learned way more from mistakes than I ever had from all the victories I had. Woo! Believe.
Adversity builds character.
It does.
You would never know who you are without those rainy days. So stay strong, stay positive, show up at the Dome, and don't just show up when people are winning. Show up when they're losing too, because they're going to remember you more for that than when they're winning. Love you, bro.
Have a good, bro.
So go out and see Jamesville DeWitt. Support this man. As they said, about dang time that he's back on the sidelines. Rob doing awesome things as always. Pete and the team making it happen here at Mother's Cupboard, 3709 James Street in Syracuse, New York. 7 days a week, 6 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. We'll see you out here. And make sure on the game day and always to get the Cuse MacMother bacon, egg, and cheese inside a 2 pieces of French toast. Cut it up and have it with syrup. Pick it up and eat it like a sandwich. And make sure that you support a Syracuse staple where people break bread and friendships continue to blossom and grow. Be good, man.
You got it, bro.
I'll talk to you all soon. Be safe. Stay well.